He was just very abusive, right? So it wasn't a lot of like teaching. It was like you're gonna do it. If you make a mistake, it comes with physical abuse. Okay. So a lot of physical abuse.
Okay.
And so
Welcome to the EMP podcast, Entrepreneurship Mindset Podcast, where hustle meets strategy. Now, I'm going to introduce my electrifying guest. Um, he's a husband, a father, a veteran, an entrepreneur whose life story is anything but ordinary. From growing up in a household of six siblings, running away at 15 years old, to graduating high school with a 1.6 GPA, just like my co-host PJ, and still forging his own path to success. Alex, he spent years serving as an army
infantry.
infantryman, where he developed the grit, leadership, and discipline that now fuels his life and business. Today, he's been married for about 18
18
years
years.
plus, uh, and he's a proud father of two daughters. He spent at least 6 years building his network marketing, or he's been in the network marketing space for about 6 years, specifically in the health and wellness space. He's not just selling a product, he's building people, shifting mindsets, and showing others that where you start doesn't define where you can go. So, in this episode, we're going to dive into faith, fatherhood, mindset, and we're just going to take it away with overcoming what needs to be done for still starting something and writing his own legacy. Help me welcome Alex Johnson, or Coach Alex to me. What's up? How's it going,
I'm
man?
doing good, Coach. How are you?
Man, I'm doing
You're
well.
Coach Parker to me too, so this works good.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So you grew up in a household with the six siblings. Okay, so there's had to be a lot of roles, responsibilities. Tell me about that, and then tell me you left the home at 15 years old. Describe to me what shaped your decision to run away.
Perfect. So I grew up in a household. There's four boys and then three girls. So there's seven, right? So three boys, three brothers I got, and three sisters. And my oldest brother, he's quite a bit older than the rest of us, but then everybody else about 18 to 24 months apart, right?
Right.
So we're all pretty close together as far as age grouping goes. And when I was in fifth grade, my mom got divorced from my dad, from my
Mhm.
biological dad of all the kids, right? And then my mom, or my dad's like best friend, fishing friend, ended up becoming my stepdad. Now he was a logger for 50 years, right? So a
Okay.
bachelor, no kids, no nothing. So as a logger up in the Northwest, because that's where I used to live, and that's where a bunch of logging happens.
When you say Northwest, where was that at?
Washington State.
Okay, Washington State. So
Washington
yeah,
State.
that's way west,
Yeah,
Northwest.
yeah. So he was from the school of hard knocks, right?
Mhm.
And so when he came into the house, he built a landscaping business,
Mhm.
and that landscaping business was built with us kids,
Okay.
right? So in sixth grade, from the time I woke up in the morning, go to school, 12 minutes from the time I got off the bus, it was to get in the vehicle with the trailer with the four lawnmowers, and we were out mowing grass until 9, 10 at night.
So that
till
was your
darkness.
first taste of entrepreneurship right then and there, like
Yeah,
hands on, one on one.
100%. And I was responsible for, not only keeping the logs of what grass needed to get mowed, what house we're going to, our routes we had to do. I was responsible for all the money transactions, whether they were cash, checks, electronic or cash, right? For all the different variable reasons you can understand back in the 90s. Anyways,
Yeah.
moving through after the years of doing that, and by personality trait, I was the
Black
one.
sheep, maybe?
No,
Or
no, no. I was the one that was the pacifier. So when he was in a rage, right, I'd be the one to take the brunt. Like I could get him to focus on me and not harm the others, right? Or I could say something, or like, hey, let's go fishing or
So
something.
you
Right?
you
I was
absorbed
the
it all
peacemaker. Yeah. So I was taking
for the other siblings not to reap the repercussions.
yeah, because they didn't have it. They didn't care, right? I knew that we had to make business to make ends meet for food, right?
Now, what order were you as far as the childhood birth order?
So Steven's the oldest, and like I said, he's quite a few years older than us. And then it
Okay.
goes David, and then myself.
Okay, so you
Right.
were third,
Yeah,
and you said seven.
yeah. There's
Oh,
seven
wow.
total. Yeah,
Okay, yes.
6 siblings. Yep.
Yeah. Now, so you was basically in an abusive upbringing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, running away at 15 years old from my black butt, man. My dad's like, hey, you can leave if you want to, but just know when you come back in, I'm gonna let you have it
Yeah.
because I'm under a household now. Of course, back in the day, we were raised a little bit different. They were not shy to put a put that belt to your
Yeah.
butt, pretty
I mean,
much.
we just got shovels. We got shovels
Wow.
and ride lawnmowers rolled on top of us, right? So I mean, like the thing is I grew up with a belt from my biological dad, and I understand that, right? But
S-
the next layer didn't need to happen.
So did that play a role into that 1.6 GPA or anything?
Yeah, so my whole life was built around, creating revenue, right? Because
Hmm.
being poor, I mean, we had nothing, right? We had nothing. We just
Okay.
barely got food on the table. I mean, it was day in and day out, right? 2 or 3 lawns canceled on us. That was 40 to $60, and that meant food was going to be real small that night,
Ooh.
or not at all, and that's fine too, right? Because the hunger is what makes you go, right? It's what
Hmm.
what keeps you turning. So I was learning all this stuff, and then when I would turn 15, there was just a moment in time, and I didn't want to abandon my siblings, but I knew I had to go before I died, right? And so, yeah, the washing machine was broken, so you had to physically turn the washer on to fill it up,
Hmm.
and then you had to physically turn it off once it was full. If you forgot, it overflooded, right?
Uh-oh.
And I overflooded it because I got a work phone call because I was just trying to get a job at Jiffy Lube, so I didn't have to keep mowing lawns because I like working on cars and made a mistake. It overfilled and it got in the bathroom, right? And so the door swings open. He kicks the door, and the doorknob went right in the middle of my back, just plastered me to the ground,
My
right? And
goodness.
that was the moment I knew. I said, "It ain't gonna get any easier from here. He's only gonna
So
get more and more
as
vicious with
as
me."
far as your academics and you have your daughters and stuff, what do you tell them about, raising them and going through high school now? Like, are you pushing grades on them or
That's a beautiful thing. So, I've never talked once about grades with my kids as far as
wow.
expectations.
Mhm.
Never once, right?
And why is
And
that?
because I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Mhm.
So I tell them, if you're going to do school, you're going to give 100%.
Okay,
If
yeah.
you're going to take the test, give it 100% or do it not at all. Call me and I'll come pick you up. I'd
Mm.
rather you not do something 50% because once you start learning mediocrity, you live mediocrity
And it's contagious.
and it never stops. And
Wow.
so I'm going to give you, and this wasn't even a prompt, but I'm glad you asked the question. I got a picture on my phone about 4 weeks ago from my daughter. I don't look at her report cards. She
Mhm.
looked at it 4.0
Wow.
because she does the work. She
That's
gives it
amazing.
100% when she goes to school. She doesn't. You either go to school 100% or you staying home with me, and we're gonna go do something family oriented 100%. See what I'm
Mhm.
getting at?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a different strategy. It's a different mindset, right? But I couldn't have been prouder.
So I'm a shift over to the mind shifting in military. So the army infantry career, which lessons did you or what was one of the biggest lessons you've learned uh as you were in that moment with the army infantry?
So I brought this, and this is what I wanted to talk about. So this is the first thing you achieve as an infantryman.
Okay.
If you graduate, you get this, and this is only worn by the infantry in the army, right?
Hmm.
The American Army here, and this represents an infantryman.
And thank you for your service to the
Yes, sir.
country. Yes.
Yes, sir. So at 18 years old, obviously I had kind of a one path career path. College didn't want me, and I knew it. And that was about the time Black Hawk Down happened.
Hmm.
Trade towers went down, and I knew I wanted to be an airborne ranger. That's what I wanted to go do. The first step to that path, though, is you got to get this infantry
Was
blue cord.
was was college always out of the question for you, or just you didn't have a desire for that?
I didn't have a desire for the classroom. I'm eager to learn. If you
Hmm.
could teach me something that I can appropriate right now and go figure out how to make a revenue
Hmm.
and how to start taking care of people with that revenue and doing the
Yeah.
things, I want it right now. But if it's like you're going to teach me a math equation and at some point I may be able to maybe use this math equation to make money,
Hmm.
my brain doesn't associate well. It's very hard for me to learn that.
So, was there a specific moment in service that transformed your mindset to set your path on entrepreneurship, or that was already established back in the day, like you said?
No, so my grandpa retired from the military, and he always had a pretty good life. Like when you're looking up, right? Because that's what we do when we're kids. We're trying to
Yeah.
find that good role model, right? My grandpa was a pretty good role model for me, and he had that military retirement, and I saw how he lived. And to me, it was kind of like, well, I can just repeat this process, right? He chose the Air Force. I chose a little different path in the Army there, but yeah, the entrepreneur thing. I didn't know I had the it factor, right? I
Mm.
didn't know it actually existed in me. I didn't know that I loved the process of that, right? Because the Army was one of those things, it was about community, leadership, leading from the front, right? If you want to get promoted, you got to be first at everything, right? It's a competition. But
That's
I
where
learned to start competing with me. That was
Ooh.
the eye opener, because I had a few good leaders that said, Alex, you were born a Ferrari, and you're always over here racing Pintos, so you could be first. Start racing your own lap time. Take it like Mario Kart. It's a ghost car. Do it faster next time for you against yourself. That's when the aha shift starts to happen. You're like, oh, I'm unlimited.
And was this one of your leaders at that time in the Army
yeah.
infantry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, you've likely leaned on some values and belief systems to sustain you through, tough times. How has faith played the role or anchored your journey?
That's kind of a funny joke. They say nobody believes in God until the first bullets start flying, and then everybody's praying to God. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm tell you what. You feel snap by your head, and all of a sudden, Jesus is real. God's here, right?
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, I was raised, semi, in that Christian aspect, Catholic type aspect, and through war and through meditation, and then as I've moved into this age now of raising my kids, I call it spirituality, right? Everybody, I don't. You got to have a higher spiritual longing for something, and I'm not telling you what it is, but what it is for me is God. It's the God that we talk about in the Bible, and that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
But I tell people you got to harness it, right? Whatever it may be. And it's an investment, right? And so for me, when I finally realized as a father, right, I call God the Father as well. And I started trying to figure out the parallels, right? Once I figured out the parallels and I realized my daughters like to test me, right? God knows perfect mercy, perfect justice. I don't. I try to emulate it, but I'm not going to be perfect, right? I might be too harsh one way or the other. But once I realized, man, I'm a sinner and the things I'm doing isn't
good enough anyway.
If I was a dad and you were my son, I'd be annoyed with you right now, Alex. That was the conversation I was having. How many times do you keep doing the same thing and asking for forgiveness until you get a spanking, right? I don't know what God's limit is, and I'm not going to push his limit. That's what started to shape my life.
But having the children, did that kind of help you with a deeper relationship with
100%.
God?
100%.
Because it gave you that actual natural ability to contrast, like, okay, a spiritual father that you haven't seen, but at the same time, you just, you put those two things together and it makes you appreciate God the Father even more.
100%. And so my goal in life is to arrive with God, right? That end state. But I started to think, how much time do I spend with him? And that started to also wake up.
You gotta build that relationship.
Yes. So then my days started to shift. So I got 3 non-negotiables in my life.
Okay,
My spirituality, first and foremost.
Okay. So spirituality. What are some other core beliefs?
As far as what?
That you have in basic core beliefs in just your life.
I believe to love one another.
So
that's the rule I live by. I live by that rule. Just love one another. Everything else is a harness of that. Yeah. So when they say, well, what about respect? Love is respect.
Yeah.
We can push it back to that one thing. And in scripture, what I understand too, and it seems to come up way more often when I'm reading the Bible, what I'm getting, love, 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 love. The word judgment's never in there for me to do.
Well, yeah,
it's just love, 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 love. So I come at everybody with just love. If you got a belly button, I love you.
That's why we need to listen and not judge.
Yeah, I'm not.
Love on people. So let's transition a little bit to the network marketing and entrepreneurship phase. Now, how have you differentiated yourself in the industry that's often criticized? Like, what mindset or value shifts are necessary to be able to function and be successful in the network marketing industry?
Yeah, I mean, I get the question all the time, is it MLM or is it this or that, whatever. And I just be transparent with people. The businesses I'm in is health, right? And health and wealth. If you got health and wealth, man, what I mean, and you got spirituality, you got mama, you got the kid. What else you need? You're 100% fulfilled.
Your energy level is off the chain.
I mean, but you see what I'm getting at? You're just electric, right? There's no stress. There's nothing to really worry about, right?
Right.
So yeah, when I come across those people that may be naysayers or whatever you want to call them, I don't want to put a judgment on them or I want to cast a spell on them or whatever, but they just might not be my people. They might not be my day with them. They might not be open to hear me. They might have had a bad day. I don't know, but giving them grace. Giving them grace, and it's like a train stop. The train comes back around. I'll see you again.
So you always be planting a seed, and sometimes so are you one of those network marketers that be pushing yourself on them? Like, hey, I'm doing this product, or you're somebody that builds a relationship, and then once you have built a little bit trust, then you might have a deeper conversation on the side or something like that. What's your approach?
It's a natural conversation.
Okay.
And actually,
Yeah.
we just helped out. That's somebody I'd never even met. I've only worked with him on the phone 3 or 4 times. And we were talking about his business. He does environmental health inside buildings, right? So he's an industrial hygienist.
Yeah.
So I started talking about my air quality in my house because I got a special air quality control thing in my house, right, for my family. And then we started talking about water. And I got a reverse osmosis in my water. And he's like, and why you got so much energy all the time on the phone? He prompts the question.
Boom.
I'm invested.
That was it right
I
there.
invested in him. Another thing that I learned, don't be interesting, be interested.
In that person.
That's it. Because it's about you, right?
It ain't never about me. It's all about you.
There you go. And when you start realizing that you get out of that paradigm shift and you start putting your feet in that person's shoes, hear what they're about, listen to their stories. Every time they got something, there's probably a way in your brain, do I have a way that I can offer this person some help? And being in the health world and being in the money world, those are the 2 things I hear people talk about all the time. I need a little more health. I went to the doctors or this or that. It's like, man, I'm so glad that we met today.
Which I'm sorry to say, but the sad thing is I mean, the health industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. But going out of countries, they actually pay the doctors for when they heal somebody. Here is a little different story.
Yeah,
which
I'll be careful about that about Western medicine, but yes.
Yeah. So anyways, though, you know what tree I'm barking down.
Yeah, I like I do believe, going back to spirituality, I believe that our bodies were made perfect, right? Okay. We got these computer systems. These systems work great. They were made by a man, right? They were made by humans, I should say, created, the technology, all that stuff. But it takes the whole system for this thing to work. If I take out your hard drive, it doesn't turn on right now.
Right.
Okay? Your body's the same. It's a system, right? Everything's got to work. Cardiovascular, liver, lungs, kidney. They all have to work because they all support one another.
Right.
And what I'm trying to do is holistically look at those areas of your body, figure out which part of the systems are weak, and give them an upgrade naturally. Give them an upgrade naturally.
So are you able to mention the company that you're working for? So what company are you with right now?
So I've partnered with 2.
Okay.
Right? And they're both phenomenal companies.
All right.
So I'll start with the first one. It's called LifeWave. It's a stem cell rejuvenation patch.
All right.
And what that does is it uses photolight therapy to rejuvenate your dormant stem cells in your body. I didn't know a dang thing about stem cells when somebody said that to me, so I've been learning. But I've learned a lot. Well, and at the age of 30, half of them are asleep in your body.
Yes. So yeah, I've went down the rabbit hole of looking at some stem cells. I've been to presentations, and I've actually had my dad get it injected with some stem cells. But his energy level, because I guess the stem cells, once they get in your body, they already know where to go. Because your body is perfect as it is, but if you give it the necessary things or whatever it is, the cells to go repair it, it'll rejuvenate that cell and duplicate, and you can have the energy of like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, because that's why infants, they're born, right? If somebody young breaks their arm or whatever, it heals so fast.
Yeah,
70-year-old breaks their leg, it might take 10 months, 12 months, 18 months of recovery, physical therapy. If you have and here's the thing, you still got stem cells. And this is how I explain it to people. Your body's a hotel, right? We all understand how hotels work. They got to be rented to make money. But you're a vessel. Your body's a vessel of a hotel.
Right.
Half the people living in your body are living there rent-free right now, sleeping for free. Wake them up.
What do you mean half the people that's living in me?
Half your stem cells are just sound asleep.
Oh, okay.
They're just over there chilling.
I'm
They're
thinking,
just living rent-free in your body right now.
Hey, I got a lot of energy, but there could be more people or more cells that are awakened to give me even more energy.
Right. And the thing is we don't always know what's going on exactly with your heart at this very moment. Are we having, some heart issues? Are you having some kidney issues? Are you having fatty liver? Like we don't necessarily know unless you're going to get those tests. Here's the thing. Dormant stem cells will go
Mhm.
figure it out for you. Your body will naturally heal itself. So I just say the patch is the conduit to your body's the natural healing process.
Okay, so with the patch, then what is the second company? How does that play
Perfect.
hand in hand?
Perfect. The second company is called Vital Health. It's an
Okay.
all natural plant based supplement line. And what I do is I scan your body. It checks all 45 systems of your body,
Mhm.
right? It's going to give you about 120, 125 page report, detailed report of everything it just scanned in 2 minutes, right?
Okay.
And then my natural line of supplements ties to specific areas of concern in that scan that will specifically target that condition to help you move what I say from the red and the yellow lines into the
Mhm.
green zone. Now it's a process. So how
Okay,
they
so
go
how does the process go?
so this is how I explain it. And somebody else wiser than me explained it this way. The patch is the light switch. Put it on your body, turn it on.
Ding ding.
Right? Your vital health supplements, your natural supplements that you're missing from the food that we don't get, right, enough of the nutrition line,
Right.
that's the energy feeding that light
Mm.
switch. So you can put the light switch on, it's gonna work. But if you're not feeding it resources, it's
Mm.
not moving as fast as it could for you. Right?
Wow.
And in our food industry, you know as well as I do, you're not getting the full amount of vitamins and trace
Not
minerals
at
and all
all.
the things you need. And if you're going to keep living in this country, which I encourage people to do because it's the greatest one in the world,
Mhm.
well, you got to supplement to make sure you're getting all the values that your body's requiring, right? We don't live
Yes.
in 1920s where we don't have pesticides. And I don't know if you know where the word pesticide comes from, but if you think about the word side and think about all the other words that tie to that, it's not a good one,
Mm.
right? So you're putting that in your body. You got to detox it out, like all
For
those
sure,
things.
yeah.
And there's natural ways to do all that.
Man,
Like
you
God made the earth for us to use, but are we doing it? I got the solutions.
I don't think so. So we're not living at our fullest capability when it comes to energy wise for on the health spectrum. And health is your wealth. Um, so I'm gonna put his information into the comments when you're watching this because I definitely want you if you need a health scan or if you need some energy, if you're lacking energy, holler at him. I think he's the man with the master plan, and it doesn't matter if it's there's no location tied to it. Like people can order some products and get a hold of you
Yeah,
by connecting with you
yeah. Our
from
stem
the
cell,
Facebook and all
yeah,
that stuff.
100%. Our
Okay,
stem
yeah,
cell stem cell patches in 80 countries.
okay, I'll
So
leave that all the information. Now, for vision and long-term growth, where are you headed in the next 5 to 10 years, personally, in business, and for your family?
perfect. So my overall arching, if I had one paintbrush stroke to say what it is, my
Mhm.
my goal is to serve as many people in health and let them regain their full vitality of life again, right?
Okay.
However many people that is, if it's one more or if it's a million, I ain't stopping. I'm gonna use consistency to stay with that.
Right.
Now in that process, if I can build another 5 to 10, right, brand partners, affiliates, right, with me
Okay.
to come help force multiply the efforts
Mhm.
of helping people, then we're going to make an impact in the world. And in that, they're going to make an impact in their financial state.
Right.
And I'll get to help be a part of that solution for them,
Okay.
right? We got a whole team that's even bigger than me, right? They're the greatest leaders I know in this space that I'm in with the health. They're by far, I've worked with military leaders and some of the best in the world. And I'll tell you what, I'll compare them to the people I'm with right now, running the show of this health thing, like what we got going on, the movement of
Mm.
health. They're right there in the top tier of leadership.
Okay.
And what
So basically, the main problem that they're solving is rejuvenating the body back to 100%,
as close as possible,
as close as possible.
with the natural process, with the natural
With the
process.
natural process. So basically going from a hoopty to a Ferrari upgrade.
Right.
And you want to help as many people as you can through what resources you have to get them to turn that light on and get the body operating at optimal prime, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So by the end of the year, if I have 10 new partners that
Mhm.
have the same energy, the same vision, the same movement running in this process, I'm telling you, we'll have an impact by the
So
close of this year.
so if you're looking at this and you are looking for opportunity, his information will be down below in the comments, and you can click on the links and reach out to them to him personally and be an affiliate partner or partner with him to capitalize on just business and helping other people, because that's what we're here for, to be blessed, to be a blessing. Now, what legacy do you hope to leave for your daughters?
That's it. That's funny. So my best friend, he's an entrepreneur. He's been in the space for 20 plus years. He's very successful in the space of health and entrepreneurship. And we were talking about it. He's got 3 sons. I got 2 daughters.
Mhm.
And the legacy is it's not to leave them with money, right? I'm not going to leave them a bank account, right? But what I'm going to leave to them is a trust. I'm going to lead to them with milestones, right?
Mhm.
Which create structural tension. So if they get married, if they choose to do that and they choose to buy a house, that trust will be allocated a certain amount of percentage. It ain't going to be the full 20% down payment. Oh no,
Mhm.
you're going to bring 10 to the table. Dad and mom in that trust and the legacy will bring to 10% as
There's a
well. It's a
stipulation to it.
yes. And the reason why is because that structural tension is what makes the mind go, and it's what creates the goal, right? You got to set the goal, and then you got to start the consistency process,
Right.
and you can't quit when it gets hard.
Mhm.
Because there's gonna be hard. You're gonna get met with hard.
And sometimes there's a saying, like, if you give too much too quick, that can lead to disaster. So I could see, like, okay, for example, if you were to go or whatever, and you left your children, millions of dollars or something, if they don't know how to be faithful from 0 to 100,000, whatever problems they have, it's just going to multiply it tenfold,
You're
and
just
they'll blow right through it,
you're
right?
just a poor millionaire then is all you are, because you don't have the millionaire mindset because you didn't work through the process. And
Mindset.
and your bank account will never outgrow you as a person, just so you know.
So if you could go back to 22, knowing what you know now, what would you tell your younger version of yourself?
I mean, I honestly pouring into spirituality,
Hmm.
getting centered with God, making it first and foremost, starting my day with it and closing my day with it. That's only been something I've been doing for about 6, 7 years now.
Okay.
So I had a gap in there because I didn't understand and I didn't have goals. Like I didn't understand my priorities. I was kind of lost. I was just kind of whatever came at me. I just took it and ran with it and figured it out and made the best of it, right? But once I got real solid on what mattered most in my life, my 3 non-negotiables, spirituality, my wife, and my kids, once I centered on those 3 things, everything else became smooth.
So looking back across your different chapters from high school, military, business, those core beliefs, those 3 core beliefs that you just named, was there eh, how so I would ask, how has that evolved as far as, like, that core belief, the spirituality?
The clarity of it,
The
how clear it is now.
Oh, it's like crystal
Oh,
clear.
it's crystal clear. Yeah, it's non-negotiable. Like if you
Ah,
ask me to be on your podcast and right now is my spirituality time, I'm out. I don't. It's not negotiable.
okay, yeah.
It's locked in my schedule. It happens every day.
You have to make time for that.
Exactly. And what you put in your calendar is what you're about.
Let's go. Let's go.
Where you-
Now we're gonna you've had a lot of insight. I love it. What was the worst what was one of the biggest lessons you've learned throughout your whole life?
I'm gonna tell you, not every day is given.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you, Coach, not every day is given on the battlefield,
So you have to make the most out of it all the time.
and how you leave people. Right? If that's I guess Jonathan Ham. Let me bring up Jonathan Ham. Jonathan Ham ain't with us no more. May 17th, he's gone. Right?
Hmm.
I was a young leader, 22 years old, responsible for 13 boas on the battlefield with guns, right? Fighting bad guys or what, bad guys,
Hmm.
we'll say that. And I was not nice to Jonathan Ham. He was a young man from Baltimore. He was about your height and didn't really have a father figure. And he was, in my Army time, he was what we would call soft, right?
Uh-oh.
He didn't always run the 5 miles. He'd start walking. So I was always yelling at him, right?
Hmm.
I wasn't kind to him. I was mean to him as a leader trying to force something, right? And on May 17th, we got in our very first firefight. He was the first person with our medic to lay down fire,
Hmm.
right? And this man shot a machine gun. I couldn't believe it. Like the guy that I thought was weak was
Oh,
actually my strong.
my goodness.
And he came through. And then literally 2 hours later, before I could even tell him how proud I was of him, he
Mhm.
died. And I never got to tell him how grateful I was for him.
Wow.
Now I'm going to tell you this. I'll never forget. When I walk out of here, I'll leave you feeling better than I found you. because I don't know if tomorrow is given to you or me, and how I leave you may be the last moment. So leave everybody better than you found them, with love.
Man, I love what you said. Leaving whatever you put your hands to, leaving it better than how you got it. Rapid fire though. Let's go to some rapid fire questions. Mindset and motivation. Morning routine, a go or no?
100%. Go.
Discipline or motivation? What matters more?
Discipline.
One book that changed your mindset.
Necessary Endings.
Necessary Endings.
Yes, sir.
Who was the author?
Oof, you got me. I can't catch off the top of my head.
But say it one more time.
Necessary Endings.
Necessary Endings. Go check that book out. Most important skill every man should master.
I'm gonna say empathy, compassion, and love, all in one. Like you're trying to give me one, but
so love.
Love is it, right? But the consistency, because we can falter, right?
One word to describe your younger self.
Wild.
Career and entrepreneurship. Worst business advice you've ever heard.
You don't need to do it today. You can do it tomorrow.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. First thing you do when a deal falls through.
Give it space. Give it time.
Give it time?
Give it time. Give it space. It'll come back.
Wait. I'm saying when it falls. So wait a minute.
It ain't over. It ain't over. It's just still another day, right?
But see, I think where I was coming from, when it falls through, I'm meaning when it clears or it goes through.
But you mean when the deal's closed?
But no. Falls through meaning that it doesn't go through.
Okay, perfect. I just give it space and time.
In my mindset, it was like when it goes through, but falls through was not happening. So that's cool. Product or people? What's more important in network marketing?
People.
What's your why in one sentence?
My why is to leave this world a much better place, and I'm not going to write what's on my tombstone.
Okay, so the next one should be a no-brainer. Passive income or legacy?
Legacy.
One habit that separates winners from the rest?
Consistency.
Personal and family. What's one lesson your daughters taught you?
I'm going to find this word. Patience.
Nice. Marriage tip for longevity in one line. A marriage tip.
It's more than a 40-hour-a-week job. If you're willing to give 40 hours a week to your job, be ready to give your life every day to your marriage.
Dad mode or business mode? Which is harder? Dad mode or business mode?
Dad mode.
What's your proudest moment as a father?
Seeing the kids being able to cultivate and create what matters most in their lives.
Okay,
critical thinking.
Okay, critical thinking. All right. Faith and purpose, prayer or hustle. What do you lean on first?
Prayer.
Do you define, or how do you find purpose?
Purpose is you got to have a goal first before you can find your purpose. Once you find your purpose, you got to put a plan behind it.
What's a Bible verse or quote you live by?
I mean, the one that's hanging up in my house says "Love one another," and it's signed by Jesus. Like it has his dash sign, Jesus, "Love one another."
All right. So faith in God or faith in self, which comes first?
Faith in God.
That was a no-brainer. And just for fun, country music or hip hop?
Oh, I like it all, 100%.
So which one?
I don't go either. I like them both equal.
Come on now. Your energy level and
now,
what you be banging in the car. Come on now.
I mean, going to volleyball practice, it's 90s, early 2000s hip hop rap.
Okay.
It's the good stuff.
Dream vacation spot with the fam. Was that Maui?
Yeah, I love Maui. Maui's it.
Okay.
I love Maui. I go there every day.
Your favorite cheat meal?
Cheat meal. Let's go. My wife's egg rolls. I mean, can't go wrong with them.
Okay.
Lots of them.
I'm gonna have to try some of them egg rolls.
I'll bring you over. You won't miss it.
So who would pay? Who would you play in a movie?
The Rock, clearly. I mean, muscle wise. I'm teasing. No, I mean, probably Fast and Furious, like Vin Diesel or something like that. I like cars. I like speed.
Well,
So,
Alex, thank you for your time. We got to know a little bit more about you. I'm excited about your journey with the health and you healing as many people that you come across. This is the EMP podcast, Entrepreneurship Mindset Podcast, where hustle meets strategy. Hopefully, you learned something, and we'll see you later.